It's a Zoya party. This video is dedicated to my friends at the Zoya Nail Polish Exchange group on Facebook. I took advantage, very much took advantage, of the 70% off sale that Zoya recently had. And I wanted to share my collection. I wasn't going to bother, but there's people in that group who really wanted to see it, and so I aim to please. This is not everything that well, let me rephrase that. Everything that's here isn't everything that I purchased on the 70% off sale. I had some polishes prior to that. I have been trying to build my Zoya collection. I love Zoya. It's absolutely, first of all, their colors are gorgeous. Second of all, they have great formulas. Third of all, I love that they are a lot less dangerous in terms of what's in their polishes. So every year, apparently Zoya has some 70% off sales, some 50% off sales, and some smaller sales along the way. I have been taking advantage of the smaller sales because I had not seen a 70% off sale until this past month. So I jumped on that train and I bought, I'm not even sure how many I bought. I thought it was 130, but it's probably more like 110 colors. I had several prior to that. I started collecting these in, I want to say October. Yeah, that sounds about right. And apparently I had just missed a back to school sale in September, which I was very sad about. But since then they've had a couple of smaller sales. I took advantage of their holiday sale. Here's my collection thus far. Prior to that, and by the way, right now it is April 3rd, 2021. So this has been my pandemic obsession. And it's not just Zoya that I have been collecting. I have been collecting all kinds of nail polishes and many indies that I've been starting to play around with. Polish Pickup, Hella Handmade Creations, things like that. So prior to October, I only had one Zoya, and actually I had two, and I have a story about that, but I'll get to that a little later. So right now let's do a little bit of a close-up. By the way, I'm kind of in the middle of redecorating and having some work done in the house. In this room in particular, there's a lot of spackling and sanding going on. So there's dust everywhere. I tried really hard to get rid of all the dust that would be in view of the camera. There's drop cloths all over the place. I put up a black foam board behind these Zoyas so that you don't see the disaster that's behind it. But I literally had to go and wipe off almost every single one of these. I shouldn't say that. About half of these bottles I had to wipe off. The rest of them were packed away. But yeah, I kind of put a lot of prep into this video. So let's zoom in here a little bit. So if you might catch like there's stuff on the sides here. There's a computer, there's drop cloth, there's look, there's spackling. There's all kinds of stuff going on. So let's take a closer look here, and I'm just gonna kind of peruse. I don't know the names of all of these because a lot of them are new to me, but I just want to go over them real quick here. And what I will do is set up the camera. Of course, I'm blocking my own light, aren't I? I will set up the camera and we will look at them one by one. Now, of course, I don't know how great my lighting is, so I don't know how that's going to affect your ability to see the colors. But we'll do the best we can with what we got. I've got an light here that has some LED lighting. Hopefully that will give us some true to life color here, I'm hoping. So this collection right now stands at 140. I'm probably going to name this video Carrie Zoya Collection Part 1 because I plan on growing this collection. And, you know, what's interesting is I started putting them all in a spreadsheet, a Google spreadsheet. And maybe I can do this better from here if I zoom in. And when I look at the Google spreadsheet, it says I have 139. So one of these is not in my spreadsheet. And I have to figure out which one it is. You can kind of get a sense of what my trends are. We'll talk about that in a second after I go through all of these here. And yes, I will be picking these up one by one and letting you see them close up. But I just wanted to take a minute to look at them looking so pretty, standing at attention here. These are not necessarily in perfect color order. I did the best I could, but it's very much approximate. One of the things that I'm noticing as I'm cataloging my collection on this Google spreadsheet, and even in trying to put them together in some kind of order here, is that that's not so easy to do. There's so many crossovers. There's so many colors that are like two colors at the same time. There's shimmers. There's, you know, duochromes and multichromes. So, let's get started here. But yeah, it's actually really difficult to, let me get this in here. Sorry, this is going to be a little shaky. It's really hard to get it into this little hole. I knew that was going to happen. This little clamp that you have to put the phone in is really difficult to work with. All right, so this video, it's going to be long. I'm just letting you know that right off the bat. And by the way, when I first started the video, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second here, up here, I want you to notice that these two display stands, they are two different heights. So I don't want you to think that that's the Zoya bottles that are different heights. It's actually you can kind of see it right here. They're two different heights. So let's use the Zoyas as a backdrop since I took so much time to create that. Okay. I'm going to go through each one, and because I don't know their names, I'm just going to have to flip the bottles over and let me get myself situated here so that nothing is in the way. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So this one is Lucy. Is it Lucy? Yes. Let's put some black glasses on, shall we? That might be a smart idea. If I could find my glasses. Where are they? Here they are. Oh, yes, that's much better. Okay. Okay, so this is Lucy. I've kind of always been in search of the perfect white Crelly, and I think this might be it. Not sure. I haven't swatched most of these. I have swatched some of them, but for the most part, I have not. But you can see that has a very Crelly kind of a texture to it. I am looking forward to trying this one. There's some, you know, when I do my nail, I don't do my nails. Let's just get that out of the way right now. I don't do my own nails. I go to the nail salon. Right now, this isn't even a Zoya on my nails. This is ILNP, or I Love Nail Polish. The name of this color is Tidal Wave. And I have, you can probably see it here, I have UV gels under that. So when you do UV gels, like let's say you're getting a French manicure, which I love, a nice French manicure, you have these really muted, soft, something about the gels that just has a different look than a polish. So I think, you know, maybe acrylic is how you can get that look. And I'm kind of hoping that this is exactly that. So this is Lucy. There we go, Lucy. And that is, it's not a white, it's kind of an off-white to be fair. It's not bright white. Okay, the next one is Aspen. Aspen is a matte velvet. Does it say it on there? No, it doesn't, but oh yeah, it does right there. I don't know if you can see it. Matte velvet. I don't know if you can see that. I can't show you, but hopefully you saw that. It's a matte velvet, which means that when you put it on, it's going to dry down matte. You can always tell the matte velvets because the bottle is frosted and the cap is frosted as well. So I don't know if this one has, I think it might have a little bit of a shimmer to it. Let's see if we can. It does. I don't know if you can see that. It's not going to focus, but it does have a shimmer to it. These do not all have the Z-wide brush with them. I just couldn't afford it. You know, I grabbed the 70% off sale. I bought all these polishes, and then silly me, I thought the Z-wide brushes would be 70% off as well, and they were not. So I was going to wind up spending over $200 in Z-wide brushes. And I said, well, that completely defeats the purpose, because these bottles were $3 a bottle with the 70% off sale. Normally they're $10 a bottle. But the Z-wide brushes were $2 each. So I was paying almost as much for the Z-wide brush as I would be as I was for the bottle of polish, which was ridiculous. I actually wrote to Zoya about that, and you know, they said they're working on it. Who knows? I hope they are, because I really do prefer the Z-wide brush. Okay, the next one is Adele. Adele, I don't know if this is acrylic or not. Like I said, a lot of these are new to me. Yeah, this looks definitely acrylic-ish. It's just not, it's opacity. It's a little bit more opaque than Lucy. But I'm sorry if I keep going out of camera here. But you can see it's a little bit more opaque. But it does have acrylicness to it. And this one, I mean, if you compare the two, the one, this one is Lucy, this one is Adele, right? Yeah. And you can see the difference in the opacity right away. Okay. Now, a lot of these, to be honest with you, they look very similar to each other. And the reason for that, well, I'll talk about that in a second. This is Genesis. This one definitely is more opaque, and it definitely has a shimmer to it, maybe like I don't know if it's a glass fleck. I'm going to call that a shimmer, but I'm not sure. And I don't know if the camera is picking it up at all. But it does have a shimmer to it. Let's see if I can capture it. It's really hard to. So what I was about to say was that a lot of these are very similar. And the problem is when you're buying things online, it's really hard to get a sense of the color, especially when it comes to nail polishes, because you really don't get a sense of the opacity. You don't get a sense of sometimes that very faint shimmer that's in there. You don't get a sense of the color as compared to other ones. I mean, they try, but it always looks CGI'd, and you know you're not seeing it for what it really is. And on top of that, I mean, it really is helpful to go down. By the way, Zoya did just redo their whole website, which I like very much. And if you scroll down for each individual bottle, you will see that there's pictures that people have uploaded of their own manicures with that particular color. Those pictures are very helpful, but even those pictures, every picture you look at, the color looks a little different because the light's different. And that's what it comes down to, is the lighting. So, you know, when I bought all these, I'm like, well, I don't know which one I'm going to like out of, you know, all these that look the same to me. So I'm just going to get them all. Okay. This next one is Lottie. There it is. This has a little tiny tinge of beige and pink, and I don't think the camera can really capture that. I don't know if that translates to the nail. I have the feeling it's going to look very ivory on the nail. But there's some holographic glitter in there. And I actually wasn't going to keep this one. I thought maybe I might destash it, but I changed my mind. As soon as I saw that holographic glitter and that sheen, I was like, no, I'm keeping it. Okay, this one is Sabrina. Is a beautiful light pink. You know, the other thing is when you are getting colors like, well, I guess this is true with all of the colors. You don't know how that color is going to look on your skin tone. Like this color that I have on me now, I'm not thrilled with it, I gotta tell you. And it's not because it's not a beautiful color, and I don't know if the camera's capturing it, but there is a lot of hollow in there. It's a linear hollow. And I apologize, there's a lot of tip wear right now. I've been doing a lot of work and stuff. But I'm not thrilled with the way this color looks on my skin tone. To me, it makes me look dead. I don't know. It makes me look cyanotic. I'm not thrilled with it. So it's like you almost have to try them to get a sense if it's right for you. So it may look beautiful in the bottle, and believe me, Tidal Wave does, but yeah, it may not look good on your nails. But someone else, it may look beautiful on them. Okay, this one is definitely more dusty. This one is called Kennedy. It is also a light pink, but it is more dusty. I'm not thrilled with this light, I gotta tell you. I don't know how this is coming out, but I almost wonder. Let me try something. That actually might look a little better. All right, so I just did a whole bunch of recording and realized that the video cut out, so I have to go back. So this is Kennedy. This does work a little bit better, this view with the color. I also adjusted my own screen, so that helped a little bit. I needed to up the brightness. So yeah, this is a little bit more dusty. I would say it has a little touch of purple in it, maybe. Not sure. Okay, and the next one is Evelyn. Evelyn, I believe, is part of the Natural 4 collection, I think. Looks very similar to Kennedy. Like I said, a lot of these colors look very similar to each other, but you can see there's a slight difference there. And this is the frustrating part to me, because it's like, well, if I were in the store looking at these, if I could see them in person, I might choose one over the other. But looking at it online, I honestly can't tell which one I'm going to like better. And there's so many like that. And you also can't get a sense of the opacity. Now, the way Zoya handles that on their website is they call that the intensity. And I was misunderstanding the intensity rating on their website. I thought that was an indication of how bright the colors were, but now I realize it has to do with the opacity. And I really wish they would just call it opacity. But that's how they do that. So they have, like, I think numbers 1 through 5. So something like Lucy, the first one I showed you, that would be a 1 because it's very, very sheer. So something that has a lot of opacity, that would be a 5. But, you know, these little differences in shades, there's like no way to get a sense of that online. And I was just talking about this recently, you know, with pandemic especially, but also with, you know, the age of the internet and all of that online shopping. That's the way of the future. And that's why all these brick and mortar stores are going out of business. But I don't think that's a good thing, not just because it loses people's jobs or costs people's jobs, but also because I like to see and feel what I'm going to be buying. I like to get a sense of its size. I like to get a sense of its color. And I just can't do that as well online. And so I find that very, very frustrating, but that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm old. I don't know. So yeah, this is Evelyn. And, you know, I'm going to show you these in comparison to each other. So maybe I'll just keep that on hand. Whoops. This one is Agnes. Right? So like when I'm showing you these, you're like, isn't that what you just showed me? No, it's not. So like, there's those. This one is Kennedy. And the next one I'm going to show you is Cami, which I think is part of the Natural 4 collection also. But like here, you can definitely see the differences, right? But if I show you these one at a time, doop, 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 they'll all look the same. So it's really hard to get a sense. Okay. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. All right, let's see here. Now the next one is a pixie dust. And it's gorgeous. This one is called Luxe. That's another thing I wish they would do. I wish they would make their names a little bigger and easier to see. It's really hard to see those. On their website, Luxe to me looks very much like a champagne color. And maybe in this shot right here, it looks champagne-y to you as well. But I assure you it is not. In fact, I will put it next to a champagne and you can see how pink it is. So I put it with the pinks. You know, when you're trying to organize these and categorize them, it's like, well, how should I do it? Should I put all the pixie dust together? Should I do it in color order? Should I do it like Roy G. Biv color order? Should I do it in hue order? Should I do it in put all the pastels together in color order and then put all the darks together in color order? Like, there's so many different ways to categorize them, and it gets a little bit confusing sometimes. So that's why, you know, it's like you just do the best you can. Now this is a pixie dust, so that means it will dry textured. Now, if you don't want it to dry textured and you want to get all that beautiful glittery goodness and, you know, have a shiny top coat, I just purchased something. I think I got it on Polish Pickup. Glisten and Glow. This is a glitter grabber. And what you do is you put the polish on, then you put this over the polish, I believe, and then you put your thick glossy top coat on top of the glitter grabber. And then it will be kind of encapsulated and look very much like, you know, like a UV gel manicure possibly, because you have all kinds of thick glossy top coat encapsulating all that beautiful, gorgeous glitter. This one, I can't wait to see this on the nail. This is really quite beautiful. I'm not a fan of the textured nail polishes, but I buy them anyway because you can use them this way. And I think that's what I will be doing. Okay. Back to the creams. This one is Madison. Madison is a very pretty pink. Looks like the other pinks, doesn't it? It honestly gets a little bit laughable sometimes. But I will say this. I am a sucker for a blush nude nail. I absolutely love it. This one is a little bit cooler, a little bit more purple. This is Portia. I fell in love with this as soon as I took it out of the box. And by the way, guys, if you're going to take advantage of a 70% off haul, I really recommend doing it because it was like Christmas in March when I got that box. I got this big old box and I just kept pulling boxes of polish out and just color after color after color after color. It was so much fun. Next time I think I'll do, well, I could do an unboxing video, but the problem with that is it takes a lot of time to open up all those boxes. I've already done that here. But yeah, Portia, this one I fell in love with immediately. It is a cooler pink. It is beautiful. I can't wait to see this on. And I can't wait to see it on my toes too. A lot of these pinks I use on my toes. All right, this is Rue. This is the famous Rue. Rue is a color that anyone who collects Zoyas pretty much has. People talk about this all the time. This is your nails, but better. It's kind of like supposed to be the perfect nude nail polish. We'll see if that works on my nails as well as everybody else's. I mean, I guess there might be some neutrals that work for everyone's skin tone. I don't know. Maybe not. My nails tend to like a little bit of purple. I'm noticing right now how dry my cuticles are. Oh my goodness. I was like cleaning, what do you call it? Stuff. Sorry guys, I know that's ugly. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I just got totally distracted by how dry my cuticles were. All right. Probably the next polish pickup, I need to get myself some of the cuticle oil. Yeah, Rue. Beautiful. Next one is Avril. I'm not sure, but I think this might be part of the Natural 4 collection. Not positive. You see, we're starting to get a little bit darker. Just a little bit more color. And now we're going to start getting into a few peaches. They're less pink, more peach. This one is called Dot. Definitely a warmer tone. A lot of white in there. And I'm going to leave this here instead of putting it back because I'm going to compare 4 of these because they're going to look very similar. This one is Grace. Definitely a peach. I would say definitely a Crelly also, if you look at that. This is, I think this would make for a beautiful French manicure. Again, depends on skin tone. And I don't know which is going to look better on me. The pinks, the purples, the peaches. I tend to think that the pinks and the peaches, I'm sorry, the pinks and the purples will be what I fall in love with. But I just don't know until I put it on. Again, I haven't swatched most of these. I really wanted to have the swatches for you, but you know, people in the Zoya group were like, no, I want to see your collection now. So, okay. No swatches for you just yet. Maybe when I do part 2. Now, here's the question. When I do part 2, should I include all of these? Probably not. I'm thinking no. But I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is I'll swatch these in groups. So you'll see them again in their own videos. Like maybe I'll do all the peaches or all the you know, blush nudes or all the purples or something like that. We'll see. Okay. The next one is Sorry, or Sari, but I think it's Sorry. Again, another peachy color. Kind of Crelly looks maybe. And the next one I believe is Betty. Yep, Betty. So I'm going to put these 4 next to each other because they really are very similar. Sorry, this is so noisy. So you can see the first one, which is Dot, is more pink. And these 3 are definitely more peach. I can't hold all these together. Let's take Dot out. let's just look at these three. They look so similar. I would say that this one on the end is a little bit more dark, maybe? They all seem to have a Carrie formula, especially these last two. So I just wanted you to see these side by side. So the first one is Grace, then Sorry, and then Betty. Grace, Sorry, Betty. Okay, and the next one, we're getting back into the pinks. Like I said, these are an approximate color order. This one is Caress. Caress has a bit of a shimmer in it. It's kind of frosty. But it is a beautiful pink color. I don't know if it leaves streaks. That will be interesting to see when I do the swatch. Okay. All right, the next one is Jill. Jill has a little bit of brown in it. Definitely a neutral or a nude. And the next one is Brigitte. I actually have this, I think, on my toes right now. Interestingly, it looks darker than I would have expected on my toes. I'm not going to show you them because it's been maybe a week and a half since I've had my toes done and they're starting to chip. Which is why this is starting to look like this too, because it's been a week and a half. So let's compare Jill and Brigitte. Brigitte is a little bit more purple. Jill is a little bit more brown. Now the next one has a story. Love a good story. This one is Monet, I believe. Yep, Monet. And this is a glitter topper. And a while back, I had a group of students who actually, they were the ones who kind of got me really into the nail polish thing, if we're being honest here. And they used to come to my classroom. I'm a teacher, so I teach 8th grade. They would come to my classroom at lunchtime. They'd say, Miss Hiddle, can we watch manicures, or not manicures, nail tutorial videos while we have lunch in your room? Now, normally I did not let students eat in my room because that was my time. I really needed my time. When you're an 8th grade teacher, you need your downtime. But these girls were so wonderful. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to watch nail tutorials while I'm eating lunch too. Yeah, sure. Come on in. So they started, showing me videos of Simply Nailogical with Christine, and I was hooked. So I went home and I was noticing, all my polishes that I had. I did not have all these polishes back then. But I decided I wanted to get rid of some of them. And I wasn't sure what to do with them. I didn't want to just throw them away. And I'm like, you know what? These girls would love it if I brought in these polishes and just said, here, have at it. And that's exactly what I did. And I brought a bunch of polishes in. And the one polish, this one, I had mistaken for, oh, I'm bouncing, sorry. Mistaken for another one. And I'm not sure. Hold on, I might be able to find it. Where is it? Is it this one? If it's not this one, it's something like it. I don't think it was this one. I think it was much brighter and much more pink. Like this one is pink. And I had it on my toes, and I had to go to the foot doctor because I had like plantar fasciitis or something like that. And he was kind of a jokester, and he looked at my toes and he said, "What are you, 12?" And I was kind of embarrassed. I'm like, I like it. But I thought this was that color, and it wasn't. And this is mostly a topper, although it does have a pink base to it. But I decided to de-stash the one that the doctor called me out for being 12 for. So I thought it was this one, and I de-stashed it. I gave it to the girls. And later on, I realized, I'm like, oh my goodness, I made a mistake. And then I wasn't sure which one it was I gave them. When I was looking on the Zoya website, I'm like, is it Monet? Is it Ginny? Is it Binks? Is it, there was a fourth one also. Wait, what's this one? Arlo? Is it Arlo? So it turns out it was this one. So I bought it again, and I'm happy I have it. It's a beauty. And one of my students has it courtesy of me as well. Former students, that is. Okay, this one is, whoops. This is Madeline. This was my first Zoya, and you can tell because it's got drips on it. I don't even know how those got there. But, yeah, this is my first Zoya. So I've had this one for quite a while. It's a beautiful dusty mauve, blush nude. Beautiful. It's kind of warm toned. Okay, this one is Rumor, and Rumor has a shimmer to it. Kind of a frost or a shimmer. Looks like kind of a warm shimmer. It's a little, slightly warmer color, like an orangey, yeah, kind of an orangey tone in there. So you've got the cool pink and the warm shimmer. The next one is Kittredge, and it just stands out like a sore thumb because it's amongst all of these pinks, but all the pinks are these like dusty and pale colors and blush nudes, and this one's like, wah, bubblegum. It definitely has its place in the world. I did swatch this one, and actually, do I have it here? I do. I have it right here. Hold on a second. Hold everything. Here it is. When you put it on the nail, it's going to be very, it's going to dry down very, very flat. So you definitely want a good top coat with it. And that's what I noticed. It's kind of chalky. But that's Kittredge. Actually, some of these I do have swatched here. Not all of them. I should have, should have planned that out a little better. This one is Ariel. This one has a shimmer to it also. Kind of a frost. Very pretty mauve. But with a shimmer. Okay, this one is Ruthie. Yep, Ruthie. This one is, I guess, what I've heard referred to as a grandma color. But I like it. I think it's very pretty. I keep putting my thumb in front of these, trying to imagine what it would look like on my thumb. It's not helping. Do I have this one? What was this? Ruthie. Let's see if I have Ruthie next to me here. Oops. I might. See, the problem is I don't have these colors set up so that I can see the names easily. They're all just kind of in a pile right now. Oh yeah, there's Kennedy. Yes, I have some of these. Yeah, I don't know. There's Jill. There's Rue. I don't know. I can't find it right now. But it's a very pretty mauve color. Cream, solid, opaque. Okay, this one, Aubrey, looks a little bit more plum. It's a cream, opaque, pretty fall color. Okay, the next one is a Pixie Dust, and this is Binks. This is one of the 4 colors that I wasn't sure if I had destashed it to the students or not. This is definitely a holographic. I'm gonna say it's a scattered holographic. It almost looks like it's both linear and scattered. But yeah, Binks. I was thinking it might have a texture to it, but it's not a pixie dust, so I'm guessing it doesn't. But some of these glitters are kind of big, so it might. You might need a thick top coat with that one. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, and the next one is Arlo? Yep, Arlo. This is a pixie dust, so this one will definitely dry down textured and matte unless you put a very thick top coat on it. You might need 2 layers of top coat for glitters that big, and if you have that glitter grabber, use it. Well, unless you want it to be matte and textured. Some people really like that. And who knows, maybe I will. To be fair, I've only worn 1 textured nail polish, and I'll show you which one it is. I think I have it here. Yeah, let me shake it. This is an OPI, and it's liquid sand. This color is gorgeous. Can't let go. And I have to say, I did love this one. And you can see there's some bigger, it's hard to see them, but they're there. Some bigger glitters and some fine sandy glitter. And on my toes, I loved this, I have to say. And I did not use a top coat or a glitter grabber or anything. I just had it just like this. It was beautiful. So I may like this. Who knows? We'll see. So I'm just going to put together a couple of these because I wanted to show you that I wasn't sure. Here, this one, and the one that I have not shown you yet, but it's over here. Now this is a really good example of how deceiving the colors are online, because I could not figure out which one of these I gave away to my students, and I had to get all 4 of them because I was like, well, I just honestly have no idea. Now that I'm looking at it, I really should have included Luxe in there, except that online Luxe looked champagne colored. So I had to get all of these to figure out which one I had destashed, but the truth is I wanted all of them anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let me put these back here. Okay. All right, so the next one is, let me shake this up a little bit. This one is Marianne. I have a friend named Marianne. And this one is definitely a shimmer, more so than the others. I suspect this one might be a little streaky, but I wouldn't know until it's swatched. It has kind of a warm shimmer to it, actually. Definitely a mauve. Okay, this one is, can't see it, it's upside down. Kendra. Kendra is kind of a plum mauve, opaque. Another one of those grandma colors that I love. Very pretty, beautiful for fall, I think. But you could wear this year round. All right, this one, Beverly. Whoops. And Beverly has a warmer tone to it. Another great fall color. In fact, I'm really looking forward to this in the fall. Very pretty. Cream. The next one is Yvonne. This one's a little bright for me. I'm not sure I love this one for me, but it's still a beautiful color. I may put it on and say, oh wow, yeah, actually this is gorgeous. Kind of a berry. You know, it's funny, I listen to other YouTubers do these reviews of different nail polishes, and they do these swatches, and they're talking about the colors, and everyone has like different words that they use for different colors, and they're never the same. Like what one person calls a berry and what person calls a mauve, or a, you know, I just find that it's kind of relative. Now we're going to get into some dusty purples. This one is Barrett. Beautiful. A nice dusty light purple. Gorgeous. This one is Presley, for Presley. Another one, I mean, again, these are very similar, but you can see that they are different. To kind of hold them, if I hold them up close, or if I hold, see, that's another, I mean, look how the color changes just by holding it further away or closer. So it's really hard to get a sense of what the true colors are. Like, really the only way you can do it is to be outside in the sunlight. The next one is a little bit more brown. This one is called Jana. And this actually winds up pretty dark on the nail. When I swatched it, do I have it here? I have it with the matte. No, I can't find it. I have it with the matte top coat. I find that the creams do really nicely with the matte top coats. Very lovely neutral shade. The next one is Adeline. Dusty purple, a little darker, perfect for fall. Love these colors, love them. This one is Odette. Do I have Odette? I have Odette with matte. Here's a matte top coat. Odette. See, it looks a little darker on the nail than it does. See, here it looks the same, but here it looks darker. All right, this one is Vivian. Very purple. Dusty. Darker than lavender. Cream, opaque. Lovely, beautiful. This one, Avi. I think Avi's from the Natural 4 collection also. And I keep saying that because I got that recently. So I swatched those, and they are fresh in my mind. But this is a little deeper. I just love these dusty, cool purples. They're just so beautiful. Next one, decidedly warmer. This one is Marnie. Marnie's kind of a grandma color also. Great for fall. Very pretty. Very, very natural. This looks like it would be perfect for work, right? Okay, we are getting into the deep zone. And I apologize if there's dust on my bottles. I really worked hard to try and get it all off, but it keeps getting back on there. This one is Rachel, and this is a dark berry. I think it's a berry. Would you call that a berry or a plum? I think it's a berry. It's a cream, perfect for fall. A lot of these colors are perfect for fall because those are the colors that I really love. Very pretty. Okay, the next one is Sloan, and Sloan is a deep vampy purpley red, but it has a shimmer and a shift, or a shimmer and a flash. That's the other thing. I can't keep up with these terms. Like, I don't know what's a shimmer, a flash, a duo, a multi. Well, I guess I know the difference between a duo and a multi, but still, I mean, it gets really confusing after a while. But that looks pretty gorgeous. So you can see it's got some, I think it's got some warm shift in there, and it's hard to catch it. It's like you just got to get the right angle and the right light, and you can see like a warm gold. I see it right there. Okay. The next one is a scattered holographic. I am in love with holographic. Anything holographic. This is Peyton. Peyton is beautiful. It is dark and vampy, but still holographic. Oh, it is stunning. Now I'm going to put some side by side here because they have like 3 different purple holographics that yeah, I think I just have 3 of them. Wait, what's this one? Hold on. What's this one? Oh, this is a pixie dust. Hold on. I'll put that one in there too. So, oops, sorry. So we've got these 4 different holographic purple colors here. Now the first one is Peyton. The second one is Aurora. The third one is Finley. And the fourth one is Thea or Thea? I'm not sure. So you can see they're decidedly different, but yeah, they have 4 different purple holographics. These, I think, are all, this one's definitely a scattered holographic. There's no question about that. This one, what do you think? Linear? Scattered? This looks a little bit more linear. Huh. This one has more blue in it, you can see. Scattered. But I mean, it's scattered, but it looks like these are both the same formula. So I guess they're both scattered. I can't tell. What do you think? And then, of course, and I'm when I get to these in the lineup, I'm just going to skip over them since I'm going to shake this up. Since I'm going over them now. So this one, this pixie dust will dry down matte and textured. It's got some nice big glitters in there. I'm not sure if they call this an ultra pixie dust or a magical pixie dust. I forget. But yeah, those are their 4 purple holographic polishes. Just gorgeous. Look at this one. Oh, Peyton is a stunner. Okay, so let's put this back, this back, this back, and this back. All right, so the next one. Now, I also wound up getting a lot of purples that to me look very similar. But, I mean, looking at them, they are different, but, like, how many do you need? But I have them. Okay, so this one is Haven. Haven is like a liquid metal or metallic, I would say. It's a reddish purple. Very pretty. This next one is Julianne. Julianne looks like a foil to me. Look at that. Whoa, that's beautiful. That is stunning. And it looks like it's a bit of a duochrome. It has kind of a gold flash to it. Can't wait to see that one swatched. The next one. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera. This is Nisha. I think this was part of the Intriguing collection, if I'm not mistaken, around the holidays. This looks like a liquid metal also. Metallic. Royal blue. Pretty beautiful. It's a real deep sapphire. Okay, the next one is Yasmin. Yasmin, very red purple, has kind of a copper shift to it, I would say. Next one is Doll, not Dual, Doll. It's an interesting name. This one is, I'm gonna say that's a foil, although I'm not sure. Like, tell me, foil, glass fleck, shimmer, flash? I don't know. But it definitely has like a gold copper flash to it with that beautiful purple base. Looks pretty sheer. Probably need to build that one up in thin coats. Okay, this one is Adora. This is kind of like a mulberry, maybe? Not sure, but it has this beautiful bluish purple flash to it. Look at that. Just gorgeous. It reminds me of like, oh, I don't know my fabrics too well, but maybe like taffeta. You know what I'm talking about? Beautiful. Okay, the next one is Surrey. This is a cooler, bluer, I guess that's a liquid metal. Yeah, it's a metallic, I would say. Next one is Giada. This one, shimmer, liquid metal. I don't know. What say you? Whenever I say that, basically I'm saying is you're gonna have to make it up for yourself because I don't really know. But I almost see a bluish flash in there, especially up here. Pretty. Belinda, I believe. Belinda. I'm going to call this a liquid metal also. So you see what I'm saying? Like a lot of them look very similar, but if I were to put them next to each other, you would see that they are distinctly different. I mean, let's do that now. All these liquid metals. Let's see here. I don't even know if these are going to get put back in the same order. So, I mean, you can see that they're all different. These two look very similar in the end. But they are not. Okay. Yeah, these are not going back in the same order. I don't think they are. Let's see, this one. These two. Okay, so the next one, I hope I didn't skip any. Belinda was the last one, right? Okay, this one is Mimi. Mimi looks like a foil to me. This kind of reminds me of Julianne. Where's Julianne? Oh, Julianne, where are you? Here she is. Right? Doesn't she look similar? This one's a little bit darker. Mimi's a little darker. But they are very similar. Okay, and the next one is a pixie dust. This one is Carter. Yep. That's Carter. That looks pretty stunning. Look at that. This one looks like it is a finer, I'm going to call it a finer grit pixie. Doesn't have those big glitters in there. It kind of does. You can see them here. There's one. There's one. There's one. But still not like, let's say, whoops, something like this, right? Oh, there we go. You can see the difference in the size of the glitters. The next one is also a pixie dust, and I already showed you this one. This was Taya. But you can see the difference between Taya. I guess I should have compared Taya to Carter. That would have been better. But you can see the difference in the size of the glitters. All right, now we are getting into the red zone. This is a bright red, and it's called Soko, and it definitely leans orange. I almost didn't keep this one. This came with, I think, the Intriguing collection. But I was like, no, I can't get rid of a red. A good red. You never know when you need a good bright red. So I kept it. This one is, this one's Carrie Ann. This one's mine. So when I learned that all the Zoyas are named after women, for the most part, I was looking for my name. And my name is Carrie. And it's spelled C-A-R-R-I-E, just like that. And I looked and I looked and I looked on their website, and the only thing I could come up with was Carrie, C-A-R-E-Y. And it was a boring light gray color, maybe with a tinge of blue. I was not impressed. Recently, when I was starting to catalog my collection on my Google spreadsheet, I found a website, I think it's called Polish Garden, and whoever made that site has all of the polishes organized by what collection they are in, and that was the information I was looking for, because I wanted to put that in my spreadsheet, what collection each polish was from. And as I was going through it, I found a Carrie Ann. I'm like, no way! And Ann is my middle name. And so I was named for the song, Hey Carrie Ann. So I was really happy to see this, and I had to go onto eBay to get it. I could not get this off of the Zoya website because it's discontinued. So I went onto eBay and I got it. It's not a color that I would wear necessarily, just, you know, my skin tone. It's not my style, but I was obligated to buy it. That was definitely, that just had to be done, right? So that's my polish. Okay, the next one is Jade. Not what you would think. You would expect jade to be a green, but I think there is red jade. Like if you were actually to look at the mineral jade, there is red jade, I believe. And it's a very pretty sparkly glitter. Nice for the holidays, right? And the next one is very similar, but it's darker and more cherry red. This one is China, and it is a pixie dust, so it will dry down with a texture. This one is the finer grit, as I like to say, and I personally would wear this under some glitter grabber and some glossy top coat. It's a stunner. It's not the same as the one I just showed you. You can see the difference between them. It's definitely darker. And there's a next one. Is that also a pixie dust up there? Yes, it is. The next one is called, oops, hit the camera again, is called Oswin. Oswin is also a pixie dust, but you can see the differences between them. Oswin has bigger glitters also. You know what I just realized? I was showing you the glitters on, gosh, which one was it? Was it this one? I think it was this one. And I was saying, oh, look, there's some bigger ones. There's one there. That they all have it. It's the print on the, you see it? They all have those little dots on it. Those are not bigger glitters. Those are on the outside of the bottle. I just realized that. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, those are definitely finer glitters. All of these. But this one on the end, I do see bigger ones floating around in there. You see them? The bottom there. Okay, so those are those three. Okay. The next one looks like a cream. Oh, I am a sucker for a vampy dark red. And this one is Courtney. Look at Courtney. Oh, yeah. That's a sexy color. There's a couple of them here that I'm just like, oh, just gorgeous. This one is more of a medium tone red. It's really not that dark compared to some of the others that I have here. It looks definitely brighter than some of the ones that I have here that I'm looking at them now. They look like they have some brown tones to them. Okay, this one is Sarah. Sarah is, I'm not sure if it's a liquid metal. Might be a liquid metal. Could be a foil. Not really sure. Could be a shimmer. I don't know. But it has a little bit of a warm flash in there and a cool flash. I don't know if you can see that. Like there's that gold right there. You see it? And then there's like a magenta almost with that red base. Very pretty. Very exotic. Yeah. Okay. Whoops, sorry. The next one is Alyssa. Stop bouncing. Yes, Alyssa. Alyssa is another vampy, kind of a brick red. Kind of muted. I like that. I tend to like muted. Very nice. Next one is Pepper. Oh, Pepper. That's a beautiful one. This is something about this that just looks yummy to me. Like maybe it's because they call it pepper and I think of food. I don't know. But I don't know. I see this color and it makes me hungry. But this is like the perfect fall color. Just stunning. Love it. Can't wait to wear this one. Okay. The next one is Delilah. Delilah is a glitter. It's not a pixie dust, but it's very sparkly, very fine micro glitter, I guess you'd call it, in a red base. Nice for the holidays. All right, so now we're gonna get some really, really dark ones. This one is Sasha. Sasha, sorry for the dust. This is what I'm talking about. It's like I can't get rid of it. That is a really deep, beautiful, vampy oxblood red. One of my favorite colors to wear. I just can't get enough of an oxblood red. And they just keep getting darker. The next one, they have a lot of brown in them. Dakota. I had a really hard time finding what collection Dakota was from. I think I finally did find it. It was called Vibes, I think. But look at that. Oh. That's a sexy polish right there. Yes. Beautiful. Getting even browner in our oxblood reds. This is Ariana. Oh, now Ariana. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to shake this one up. This one is a pixie dust, but unfortunately, I got a bad batch. And I contacted Zoya about it, because this should be jam-packed full of glitters, and you can see it's just not. They're kind of sitting at the bottom, and there's a lot of base. Of course, I just shook it up so you don't see it separated, but yeah, they had some problems with this batch, and I kept it. I'm not going to get rid of it, but I think I'm going to have to buy this one again. They did tell me to pick any color, and they would send me another polish in its place. So I picked Saint, just off the top of my head. So this one, you're not going to get, you know, the real sense of its color because it's just the formula's off or something. Unfortunate. Okay, the next one is another pixie dust. This one is called Lorna. Lorna is a magenta pixie dust. Definitely the finer grit. Will dry down textured. But this one kind of like, look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. Beautiful. The next one is another pixie dust. Very similar color. It is called Noir. And it has those bigger glitters in it. You can see them definitely in there. Those are, it's like a magenta base with some red glitters. Big red glitters. So it's got the cool, it's got the warm. Let's turn this upside down. See what happens. Look at that. So pretty. You know, let me just bring this one back for a second. These tops, well, the pixie dusts have like a textured cap, so you can see the difference between, you know, one that's supposed to have a shiny top coat and one that's supposed to dry down matte. When I was purchasing the Z-wide brushes for some of these, not on the big haul, but on some of the others, I didn't want to take out the cap and replace it with the Z-wide cap, because the Z-wide cap is a shiny cap. And I mentioned that to Zoya, but one of the things they told me is you just gotta, hold on. Oh, I had to, you just pull it off. And then what you do is you put the Z-wide in, and then you can replace the top with the textured one, and you can keep your textured cap and still have the Z-wide brush. The other thing I noticed, I had purchased a whole bunch of paddle brushes from, I believe, KB Shimmer, and I figured I would use those in these bottles because they were way cheaper. They were like 11 cents each as opposed to $2 at Zoya. So I bought a whole bunch of them just to find out they don't fit in the Zoya bottle. So I was kind of disappointed about that. That's when I wrote the letter, because I'm like, oh, come on. Why can't I just get my Z-wide brushes? So I'm just going to have to be patient and wait and see if I can't get any deals in one of the sales that Zoya does, or if they come up with a better way of serving their customers who buy large quantities of bottles like this, because it's just not tenable. Okay, this one is a scattered holographic, and it is called Blaze. It's a beauty. It's kind of a magenta, I would say. I'm looking across to see if there's any other holographics this color. No, this is the only one. It's beautiful. It's definitely eye-catching. Like, people will notice your nails far and wide. Okay, the next one is another magenta. This is called Roxy. This is not a pixie dust. So this reminds me a lot of, let me look, Lorna? Yeah, a little darker, but it reminds me a lot of Lorna. Now, Lorna will dry down textured, and Roxy will not, but There you have it. There's the comparison. Okay, this one is called Lisa, and it's a berry. It looks very, it's a very red leaning berry, but it's a berry. Has a lot of pink in it, or magenta or something. It's a cream, opaque. Okay, the next one. This video is so long, but you asked for it. Okay, this is Etta. Etta looks to me like maybe a liquid metal, but it looks like a duochrome. It looks like it's got some red and almost like copper in there. Very exotic also. Next one is Blair, right? This one's very similar. I mean, I really should compare them. You can see this one's a little cooler. This one's a little warmer. That's all. Other than that, they're very similar. Okay. Next one, Gem. Gem is beautiful. Liquid metal, maybe? Foil, maybe? Hard to say. It definitely also has that shift to it. Probably should have compared it to the others, but I don't feel like it right now because it's getting late. I would say this leans a little cooler in its base, a little more purple. This one's Rihanna. Really, I should compare all these. They're so similar. All right, let's do that. Let's do it. We're doing it. Because inquiring minds want to know. You guys deserve to know which polishes have what differences. Okay, so we've got Etta, Blair, Gem, and Rihanna. So you can see that Blair is the warmest out of all of them. And I would say that Rihanna is the coolest. They all have kind of a duochrome shift to them. But they are kind of similar. I mean, I really think that Blair is kind of the outlier. Let's take that one out and look at these three. I mean, I don't know how to really explain how they're different, but they are. So you can see for yourselves. Etta, Gem, Rihanna. Okay, the next one, we're like halfway through the second, not even halfway through the second display. This one is India, yes. Another very exotic one. This is, oh, look at that. It leans more orange or copper. That's a beauty. Not sure if that's a foil, shimmer, glass fleck. Couldn't tell you, but stunner. This one is Callista. Callista also runs very rust colored. Looks like it's got a red base in there. You can see it right there. Next one is Sedona. This one's beautiful. This is like a mahogany. There's red in there. There's copper in there. There's rust in there. There's brown in there. It's beautiful. So many of these that I'm showing you right now are just perfect for the fall. Speaking of fall, we are getting close to autumn. There it is. Okay, I was right. This is a more copper, orange toned, rust toned shimmer. Glass fleck maybe. And then there's another one next to it that is similar. I believe this is it 20? Yes, 20. It's got some pink in it, actually. And I don't know if the camera will show it. Yeah, you're seeing it a little bit there. And if I compare them, you can see 20 is actually a little darker, but it also has a little bit of pink in it. Okay, now the next one is Ginny, which I showed you before, but this is a pixie dust. I put it with the oranges. Like on the website, it looks very pink, but when I got it, I'm like, that's kind of like a peach. So I'm gonna put it in the oranges. I almost put it up with the peaches, but it was too dark. So I put it with the oranges and it seemed to fit there better. And the next one is another pixie dust. I gotta tell you, oops, making a racket. I'm not loving this one. This is Godiva. I don't know. I am just not thrilled with that one. But I haven't seen it on. I've heard people say that they love it, so I'm giving it a chance. I'm going to hold on to it, at least for now. This is one of the finer grit pixies, I think. Yeah. Okay, the next one is a gold, and it is called Tomoko. Champagne. We'll call it a champagne. It is also a pixie dust, finer grit pixie dust. It's kind of like a cool toned gold. Almost like a mix between a silver and a gold. But not quite. More gold than silver. Okay, the next one is Levi, or Levy, but I think it's Levi. Also a pixie dust. There's some holographic in there. So you've got some fine grit and you've got some larger glitters floating around in there. That looks very pretty. I could see this at the holidays. Now we're getting into some browns. This one is Tasha. This one, I'm going to say this is a foil. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, and I don't like brown polishes, but when they have this kind of shimmer or foil finish to them, oh, yes, I do. Yes, please. Beautiful. And I'm going to keep this out because there's a couple here that might look similar, but they're decidedly different. This one is Edita. This was in the in the collection that Carrie was in. And I found out, someone mentioned to me that it was kind of a tribute or homage, if you will, to Dancing with the Stars, which makes sense. Carrie Naba and Edita. I don't even know who Edita is, but I remember that name. But this one is a cooler foil. Brown. I love it. This is one of those, what I'm going to call a steampunk color. Kind of an antiqued color. It's just gorgeous. And this one is Sansa. Oh, Sansa, Sansa was an outlier. I didn't know where to put Sansa. It's purple. It's purple with a gold shimmer. I'm going to say it's also a foil. It wound up going next to these guys, believe it or not. even though it should be with the purples. I just didn't have room for it. And I'm like, you know what? It actually looks like it belongs there. So I put it there. But look at those together. You could do a really interesting, like Skittle Manny. And I'm going to leave this out because I want to show you the next two also. They have a similar finish, but they are in the gray family. This one is, can't see, Troy. Troy is a very cool gunmetal pewter, I guess like a pewter gray, but I mean, you can see it's got purple in there, right? Which puts it very nicely next to Sansa, which is purple. Whoops. Look at that. That's a Skittle Manny for you. And to top it all off, we've got Ashton. Yeah, Ashton. This one, yeah, this one's really a pewter. That's a stunner. That's like a gunmetal. So I could see this being like a really cool Skittle Manny. In fact, I see that happening in my future. Just saying. Okay. The next one is a pixie. And it is a black or dark gray pixie. And I can't remember off the top of my head what its name is. I don't think it's Storm. I think Storm is the holographic one. I don't have Storm. This one is Dahlia. So it's just basically silver in there, I guess, with a black base. But it's a pixie dust, so it will dry down textured. Here it almost looks like black and white, doesn't it? Okay, we're getting into some blues now. Into the blues. Okay, this one is indigo. Look at that. This is like the night sky. This, you know, I do a lot of photography. And when you're a photographer, of course, it's all about light. And everyone who's a photographer knows about the golden hour and they know about the blue hour. And this is the blue hour in a bottle. Look at that. You can see the stars, but there's just enough light in the sky that it still looks blue and not black. That's the blue hour. In fact, they should have called it the blue hour. I used to have a student named Indigo, actually. Nev. I feel like Nev might have been... Is it Nev or Neve? I'm not sure. But I feel like that might have been in the Intriguing collection, but I'm not sure. Maybe the next one is very similar, and it is called... No, that's Jen. This is Jen, and this is Nev next to each other. You can see the difference between them. Jen is a really royal purple. I'm sorry, royal blue. You can see like the... Nev almost has a drop of purple in it, maybe. I'm trying to figure out what makes this bluer than this. And I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. But those are those. Okay. Okay, the next one... didn't come with its own sticker, so I had to put one on there. It's called Remy. Remy is like blue and green together. It's kind of like blue and gold and green. It's we'll call that a multi-chrome or a duochrome, I'm not sure. But it's kind of a foil at the same time. It's a stunner. The next one is a pixie dust. It is called Waverly. I've heard this referred to as crushed sapphires on your fingertips. Can't wait to see it. This is the finer grit pixie, and it looks gorgeous. Okay, the next one is a glitter, and that is called Meredith. Very beautiful. You know, that one also kind of has a shift to it, or a flare. And it's like a light blue almost, don't you think? Maybe that's just the reflection, but almost looks light blue to me. With a dark blue base. Maybe it's silver with a dark blue base. I bet you that's what it is. Okay, the next one, oops, sorry, is called Song. Another well-known one. This one is like a micro glitter, I think. Maybe a shimmer. The next one is a scattered holographic. It's a stunner. Keep hitting the camera. And this is called Dream. Everyone knows Dream. Look at that. Whoa. That is just beautiful. I'm picturing it on my finger right now. Okay, now the next one is a pixie dust, and it's very similar, so I'm going to keep this one out so we can compare them. And this one is Nori. Nori is I guess we call this a magical pixie dust, or Zoya calls it a magical pixie dust because it's got those bigger holographic hex glitters in there. But let's compare these two so you can see the difference. Again, this one will dry down textured and matte. This one will not. And they're very similar. Similar, but gloriously different. Okay. The next one, now we're getting into the blurples here. This one is Gardener. That one's interesting. It looks like it probably is very sheer. And it has a purple flash to it, or shift, in that blurple base, or periwinkle. I love me a periwinkle. Really, is there not a more perfect color than periwinkle? Just gorgeous. The next one, we're back to a cream, and it is from the Intriguing collection. I almost destashed it. Almost destashed. This is Brett, and it's a dusty blue. Maybe a blurple, but it's definitely dusty, grayed out. I decided to keep it. You never know when you might want that. The next one is another periwinkle. It is Prim. I call that a periwinkle anyway. It's a shimmer. I'd call that a shimmer. Frost shimmer, pearl. Looks like it has a very sheer intensity to it. This one is called Fifi or Fi-Fi or Fei-Fei. I'm going to say Fei-Fei. I'm going with that one. This one, maybe a foil. Has kind of an aqua flash to it. Do you see that? Looks like it's quite sheer. Lots of beautiful glitters in there. Micro glitters. And the next one is, I recognize it already. This is the one I took in place of Ariana, and this is Saint. And Saint is we'll call that a dark periwinkle with a lavender flash to it. See it? Oh, yeah. Okay. The next one is a pixie dust. These are kind of a little bit the next few are outliers in terms of their color. I wasn't really sure where to put them. This is Liberty. This has some aqua in it, I'm going to say. I mean, if you compare it to the others, like the ones with the purple in it, the blurples, even the dark blues, it leans a little bit more aqua. I mean, for instance, if I compare this to dream. You see what I'm saying? So this is the fine grit pixie. The next one is a topper, and it is Mosheen. Mosheen, if I'm not mistaken, yep, it has little bar glitters in there, which can look hairy. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be into that, but I mean, look at that bottle. I could not turn that down. That's just gorgeous to look at. Even if I never wear it, it's just beautiful to look at. Again, runs a little aqua, as opposed to some of the bluer ones, like this. But look at that holographic sparkle. Like, I'm just a sucker for that. I can't turn it down. And I've never worn a bar glitter, to be fair. So we'll see what it looks like when I swatch it. I don't know if it needs to be put over something else or if it can be worn, but I'm sure you can build it up on its own, especially with bar glitters. But I would be concerned they look a little hairy. Okay, the next one is Muse. Muse also runs very aqua, and I think I have that one. Yep, I do. Wait, where is it? Here. I have this one. This is probably more like 3 coats of Muse, but that's what it would look like, so like that. All right, we're in the last row, guys. The last row in the 2 displays, but then there's a whole row in front of the aquas and the greens. So this one is Marlowe, and Marlowe was in the Natural 4 collection. It was kind of a little strange that it was in there. It was very different from the others, but it had some purple in there, and the others ran kind of purple too. So this is kind of a periwinkle or a blurple with a purple flash. We've got another pixie dust, and this one is Alice. And it is a finer grit. Do I have Alice here? Wait a minute. I do. Hold on. Okay. I have 2 swatches. This one has the glossy top coat on it, as you can see. And this one, what I did was, I don't know if this is going to pick up. Actually, I don't know if I did it. Yeah, I think I did. I was going to say, I think on one side, there's no top coat at all. But on this side, like you can almost see a line right there, is the matte top coat. It's really hard to tell the difference between the two. So the matte top coat makes it a little bit more matte, a little less sparkly. On this side, you can see more sparkle. So yeah, I definitely did that. I can see it. And then, of course, with the glossy. And, this does not have the glitter grabber on it. You can see it still has some texture. I think that probably has 2 coats of glossy top coat on it, and it still has texture. And this is the finer grit, so you really would need a glitter grabber to get rid of that texture. Okay. All right, the next one is also a pixie dust. This is called NYX. It's a lavender. Looks like it's got some silver in there. Finer grit. Nothing holographic about it. Very muted, dusty lavender color. Could also be interpreted as a periwinkle or blurple. Another pixie dust. This one is called Isti. And this is a really beautiful color. This is a really pretty light blue. finer grit. I don't think there's any holographic. I think that's silver. Yeah, it's silver. Okay, the next one is hazel. This looks like a foil. Light blue, touch of aqua. Great summer color. The next one is the perfect example of not knowing where to categorize this in terms of color. This is aloe vera. And is it green? Is it blue? I'm not sure. I mean, oh, sorry. Just stopping the bounce on my camera there. See, it's got a blue base, right? But when you look at it in the bottle, green. So it's just got this intense green flash against this blue base. So I'm going to call it a blue since it's in a blue base. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the last row, the row that went all the way across that you see in the background here. Okay, this one is Robin. Robin is a bright sky blue, has a little bit of aqua in it, but this is like that happy, perfect sunny day sky blue color. A little darker maybe, but it captures it. Great for the summer. This one is called Yummy, which is not a woman's name, I don't think. But this one, oh, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful color. I'll compare them so you can see the difference. It's definitely cooler. Robin runs warmer, and Yummy runs cooler. I really like this one. Next one is called Blue, appropriate. It is a very, very light blue with a lot of white in it. Looks pretty opaque. Another nice summer color. And a nice spring color too. This one is Emerson. Emerson is a little bit more periwinkle. I mean, if you compare it to blue, you can see blue has a little bit more green in it, and Emerson has a little bit more purple in it, I'm going to say. Okay, the next one is Kristen. Looks very gray, but it's, you know, got a tinge of blue in it. I think you can see that that's a very, very pale light blue. A lot of white in this polish. Comparing it with the others. Hold on. You can see the differences right there. Okay, now we're starting to get into the greens. This one is called Lake. This is a very, very pale sage green or seafoam green, I guess. A lot of white in it, grayed out, but very pretty. Very calming. Some of these whitish pastels are very, very calming. Okay, and the next one, oh, that's Lake again. The next one is very similar to Lake, but it has a shimmer in it. It's called Fisher. I'm going to say that's like a glass fleck. Would you say it's a glass fleck? Sure. Very pretty, very reflective. Now we're getting decidedly more aqua. This one is called Lillian. Very happy color. A warm light blue. Cream. And the next one is called Wednesday. I need to shake that one up a little bit. Hold on. And if we want to compare, there's Lillian and there's Wednesday. Next one is a sage green, and it is called Bevan. That's a pretty calming, gorgeous color. Love it. And you know, I'm not big on light green on my fingers, but this one, there's something about it. I like that one. Okay, the next one is called, is that Lacy? Yes. Lacy is a light green, kind of not quite a mint. Has more yellow in it than that, and it has a shimmer to it. Kind of like a light grass color. Like if you could take the color of grass and make it really, really light, I think that's what that is. And the next one I would say is the same color, but in a cream, maybe? Neely. I don't know, let's look at them together. They're very similar, but one is a cream and one is a shimmer. Very springy color. Okay, the next one is a pixie. I am not loving this one. It's called London, and it's really a gray, but it's got green in it. Not loving it, but you know what? I may change my mind when it's on the nail. When I see it away from all the other colors and it looks more gray, I might find it, you know, when I hear London, I think of fog, right? Don't we all? And I could kind of go for a foggy color on my nails, maybe. I could see that. It's got a mood, right? The next one is also a pixie. I got a lot of pixies in this last haul. This one's called Vega. This is an odd color. It is, I guess, what we call a magical pixie dust with those larger holographic hex glitters. It's green, but it's a weird green. A smoky green, kind of. It's interesting. All right, the next one. Oh, looks like the next one spilled a little bit. This one is called Ricky. Maybe a foil, maybe a liquid metallic. See, that's what I mean. Somewhere on the outside on the rim, it looked like it spilled, but oh, right here. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't matter. But that's a pretty spring color. I like it. Could see that for Easter, right? Or St. Patty's Day. Now we're getting into the darker greens. I like a dark green. I don't like olives. I don't like camouflage colors. I really, really, really don't like them. I like the brighter and the darker greens. This one is called Logan. This is, it's got like a real yellow flash to it. It's a nice Kelly green with yellow flash. Very pretty. That's your St. Patty's Day polish there, I think. In fact, all of these last ones are probably good for St. Patrick's Day. This one is Regina. I gotta stop the bounce. There we go. And this was a liquid metal. And I feel like that was in the recent holiday collection, the Intriguing collection. The next one is a scattered holographic, well known, and it is called Merida. It's beautiful. Just gorgeous. We are almost done, guys. I know. This was like probably like a 2-hour video. This one is Elfie. And that is a pixie dust, so it will dry down textured. It's the fine grit and kind of looks like emeralds, crushed emeralds, just like Waverly looks like crushed sapphires. It's stunning. And last, but not least, Juniper. Juniper is a pixie dust, and it definitely has a lot more blue in it. I was really not sure where to put it, so I wound up putting it at the end. It's a really interesting color. It's like a, oh gosh, how would you categorize this color? It's not aqua, even though it's got some green in it. I am not sure what to call that color, but Zoya calls it Juniper, and I think that's a great name for it. And it's a pixie dust, so it will dry down textured. I do not see any holographic. Well, there is a little, I don't know, like over here, you see it? A little tiny bit of a hollow shift there. All right, guys, so this was a really long video, but I did it for my buddies in the Zoya group, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to end it here. You have a great day or a great night, and thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.